excuse the background noise, I'm cooking. But I just saw a clip of an interview that Rosie O'Donnell did with a talk show in Ireland. And she said that she does not really believe that the election results are what they were. She thinks that, there's some craziness that went on behind the scenes that caused Donald Trump to win the presidency. And at first, I went to hit repost. And then I thought about it for a second and I took back my repost. While she didn't say anything wrong, nothing against her. And I will say, for the longest time, I also, in the back of my mind, thought there's got to be something, somebody paid somebody something happened. But I finally am at the point where I 100% accept it. I 100% accept the fact that the exit poll results are true. It's because I had a moment where I was like, wait a minute, I have been a Black woman in corporate America. I am a Black woman on social media. I am a Black woman in this world. I know what it feels like to have white people want anyone but you to be in charge, even if it's somebody incompetent, even if it's somebody who is not qualified to do their job. So why wouldn't the election results be exactly what the fuck they are? While it's quite possible that there could have been some mischief afoot, and I remember I was watching a documentary years ago by this man that owns like the Westgate in Las Vegas or something like that, and he mentioned that he paid a lot of money to get Bush in office. So I do believe that something like that can most definitely happen. But this time, regardless of any of that, I truly believe that America did not want her in the presidential office. White people talked a good game during the campaign season because they know it's socially unacceptable to say that you support Donald Trump, and they didn't want to get the backlash. I think a lot of white people, especially creators on the internet, wanted the support and the views of the Black community. So they were like, yeah, I support Kamala Harris. And then when everybody got in those voting booths, they told the truth of how they really felt. So I think we can hang up all the conspiracy theories. I think we can hang up, thinking that somebody paid for him to get into office. I think we can just go ahead and officially 100% put that shit to rest. People do not like Black women in positions of leadership. And I have met a lot of white women over the years that I have worked with who seemed to be cool. And I was their supervisor. But anytime I gave them any kind of feedback or a directive, they would go over my head and complain that I was mean to them. And they didn't like that I was so aggressive and angry. I've seen white women cry. I remember I worked at this bank and I told this woman she wanted to go on her lunch break, but we had the lunch rush of people coming in on a Friday at 1 p.m. to cash their checks so they can, get their money and go back to work on their break. And I said, hey, can you just wait a couple minutes so we can get these people taken care of? She went to my supervisor and cried and sat there and said, I don't understand what I've done to deserve this. Be so fucking for real. I know what it's like. When all those white women were talking about they're doing Zooms and all those white men were talking about they were doing Zooms and whatnot, and then they do something totally different when it comes down to it. Whilst there were 83% of Black men, which shocked me, I will say the Black men who didn't vote for her, I've also had the same thing that white women did to me be done to me by Black men too. So Black women, 92%, all we got is this. The polls showed that even with the 80% of Black men who voted for her, I think a lot of them, from what I have been seeing, it was kind of a here, damn. Now y'all can be loyal to us again because of, we did our part. So, yeah, no more conspiracy theories. This is what's going down. People are going to fuck around and find out. It's already begun. And I have no hope that things are going to be any different. because racism is something that would take years of therapy and accountability for people to actually change. And a lot of people are just not going to do that. Or I use this as an example all the time. Think about New Year's resolutions that you didn't keep up, all the diets that you said you were going to do, the bucket list that you haven't touched. It's hard for even good people, for normal everyday people, to make changes. So we really think, I really, I don't know. I think unfortunately something major is going to happen. And people are going to, I don't know. This last election, really, I shouldn't have been shocked, but it shocked me. And I think a lot of Black women will say the same thing. So yeah, no more conspiracy theories. This is what it is. This is the truth of who America is. This is what it is.